Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to your monthly SBDM webinars. So today we're going to talk about the current training options that are available to SBDM council members, the required annual documents, suggested agenda topics, the 2025 Continuous Improvement Summit, comprehensive improvement planning for schools, and success stories for effective partnerships with families. So just as a reminder, the current training options are listed on the screen. For new council members, SBDM 101 is available both in person and virtually. For experienced council members, there's Rise to Proficiency, Councils and Family and Community Partnerships. That's available in person or virtual. Decisions with Data, in person or virtual. Roles and Responsibilities is available in person, virtual, or self-paced. And council's role with continuous improvement, which is only available self-paced. I've had individual conversations with those who have asked, but that new training, the SBDM Leadership a Principles Guide, is currently being developed in KDE's new learning management system. So I believe we're in the final phases of development, and hopefully it's going to be available by the end of this month or early next month. But I will make sure to communicate that launch with everyone here, and also people who cannot be here. You can find all these trainings and their materials on the SBDM training webpage. I do have a planned moment just for us to pause and for me to get some feedback about how the training of your council members are going and if there are any questions or feedback from participants, but I see a lot of comments and questions in the chat, so I just want to take a minute to
There's more people in the chat here.
To answer those. So the first one is regarding guidance for the parent council members regarding SB 181. The KDE has issued like a frequently asked questions document regarding SB 181. I'm going to put that in the chat. Principles. All right, and then so information on legislative guidance. So there is the general legislative guidance. We have created advanced coursework policies for both secondary schools and non-secondary schools. Those can be found in the SBDM handbook. It was on the agenda for September, but surprise, you guys get a sneak peek at it. So if you want to check in the SBDM handbook, I can excuse me, also send that individually. If you just email me and let me know that that's what you're looking for, I can go ahead and send that to you. If a minority population of the school is over 8%, yeah, so if you have a school and the minority population is over 8% and there was not a minority representative elected in the general election, then there needs to be a minority parent and a minority teacher. So I think I addressed everyone in the chat. So I do want to hear from you all. So training has been going. I've been looking at all the evaluations from those trainings. And so I just wanted to hear from you as trainers. What are some of the feedback you're getting from your participants? Like, are there any questions, common questions that you've been seeing, or is there any feedback that would be helpful for us to hear from you guys as a trainer side? So I see some general comments, positive feedback, general positive feedback, just still trying to get everyone trained. Yes, I receive comments and phone calls from people saying, trying to get the last people trained who haven't been able to attend any of the summer. So I appreciate your diligence with that. As you are training, if anything pops positive or negative, we're all ears. We love to get feedback because that's also, we take that and then improve those trainings for the next round. So at the beginning of the school year, council members are required to receive several different documents. Council members should receive copies of KRS 158-183, which is the rights of students, and KRS 158-195, which is information regarding and posting of the national motto. Additionally, council members should receive information regarding the Kentucky Open Records and Open Meeting Act. So within 60 days, council members must receive the Kentucky Open Records and Open Meeting Acts, which explains the provision of the acts, the Managing Government Records document, which provides guidance on how to manage public records and how to keep them organized and accessible. And then the proof of receipt, which can be found on the last page of the Kentucky Open Records and Open Meetings Act document. And that must be signed by all council members to verify that they have received those two documents. So please make sure that your council members have those signed, and that signature page is kept in a file in the school's office. You might notice that the Kentucky Open Records and Open Meeting Act document is dated September 2023, and the Managing Government Records document is dated June 2021. I have confirmed that those, as of this morning, those are the most up-to-date documents that are on the Attorney General's webpage, and they are good to use for distribution for your council members. In addition to those documents being linked on the PowerPoint, you can also find them on the SBDM Technical Documents webpage, and these documents may be distributed by electronic means. Just as a reminder, we have a document with suggested SBDM monthly agenda topics that you can distribute to your principals. It contains deadlines for CSIP, staffing allocations, and paces the policies throughout the year for annual review. So an example of the document is listed on the screen. So in the month of August, right, it would be suggested review your council's bylaws, ensuring they're up to date. Review and revise the proposed school year budget and ensure alignment with the school needs. Begin review of the following policies: the technology use policy and the discipline and classroom management policy, and begin reviewing any benchmark assessment and universal screener data. So this document, in addition to being in the PowerPoint, you can also find on the SBDM Technical Documents webpage. The 2025 Continuous Improvement Summit is approaching, so I invited our Assistant Director, Natasha Stein, to share some information about that upcoming event.
All right. Thank you, Mia, and welcome everyone to a new school year. So we just wanted to invite each of you on behalf of our office, the Office of Continuous Improvement and Support, to this year's Continuous Improvement Summit, and that's going to be held on September 22nd through the 23rd at the Central Bank Center in Lexington. Our keynote this year is Missy Testerman, and she is the 2024 National Teacher of the Year. She's a Tennessee native and a first-generation college student or college graduate, and she teaches English as a second language to students from kindergarten all the way through 8th grade. And so she's really passionate about students in a rural setting and emphasizes the importance of all teachers having high expectations for all students from the moment they enter into the classroom. So she's one of the presenters and speakers that you'll learn and hear from at this year's summit. We have a lot of sessions that will span over the 2-day learning event. So if you join us, and we again hope that you do, you'll get an opportunity to network with others across the state. We usually have around 1,000 or so attendees at each of the summits when we host those from year to year. So you'll get to hear updated information from KDE leaders, including an assessment and accountability update. So we have a couple of those sessions planned. You'll also get an opportunity to learn more about changes to the improvement planning template. So if you support comprehensive school and district improvement planning, that will be your first opportunity to hear some of those changes to the templates for this year. So we really want to encourage you to share this opportunity with your principals, as well as others that you think would benefit from the conference in your districts and in your organizations. I wanted to also just share really quickly here a little bit about some of the other topics that you can expect to hear from. So there's going to be a session that essentially tours the KDE's early literacy resources. There's a session on leveraging instructional rounds to design authentic teacher-driven professional learning. Of course, we have sessions on MTSS, and then we have some best practices and innovations in non-traditional instruction as well. This year, we do have 13 best practice winners. So those were schools and other organizations that submitted a proposal to be a best practice winner, and 13 of those were selected. So you get to hear from those as well. To register, you'll visit the 2025 Continuous Improvement Summit registration, and let me find a link for you here for the chat. The early bird pricing is available to you through the day before August 29th. So you have to register before August 29th, and the pricing is at $185, and then that will go up to $260 if you register on or after August 29th. So let me drop a link here for you all to register. You may have seen this in the commissioner's weekly message, but here it is for you just in case. And you can also, at the top of that screen to register, you can navigate across, and there's a button that says sessions, and so you can learn and read more about the sessions that are available as well. So again, we would love to have you. I just wanted to take an opportunity to invite each of you on this call, and then also those in your districts as well, and your organizations. All right, thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Natasha. I'm just going to pause for a few moments to see if there's any questions on the Continuous Improvement Summit or anything that we've discussed thus far.
Mia, I just want to say, this is Nicole Clark. I just want to say that the Continuous Improvement Summit is probably the best training I've ever been to. And I've been to a lot of trainings, but last year I was so impressed. And so I just encourage anyone who is on the fence to take the opportunity to go. It really is beneficial. And all of the presenters were really, really good last year. So Kaylee and I are really excited about returning this year. So.
Well, that's awesome. I'm sure Natasha,
Yeah.
it's music to her ears. Also, I've had a sneak peek of the swag bag. So it's also, if you're on the fence, some pretty neat things in there.
Glad to hear that, Nicole. Thank you for sharing.
All right, we're going to continue on. If you have any questions, I'm going to be here at the end of the webinar, so you're more than welcome to ask them then. So the school year beginning is the start of another cycle of the Comprehensive School Improvement Plan, or the CSIP. You can find the timeline of the CSIP within the regulation 703 KAR 5225. And you can also find information about the planning phases on the Comprehensive Improvement Planning website. And just as a reminder, schools that are operating a Title I school-wide program, the CSIP meets the requirements of Section 114 of ESSA and state requirements under the regulation. The KDE is encouraging all Kentucky school districts to use the success stories of effective partnerships with Family Forum and to share stories of creating trusting relationships with family and partners that have made a positive impact on both students and families. You can find previously submitted success stories on the district and school success story website linked on the screen. And if you're interested in learning more about the Family Partnership Council, please visit their website, which you can also find linked in the PowerPoint. That's all I have for you today. I'm going to put the verification form in the chat. I will stick around for any questions. But otherwise, I hope that you all have a wonderful day.